Welcome to another episode of Redesigning Your Relationships Live. I'm your host, Giovanna Burgess with my co-host.
And I am Yvette Valdenegro. Hello, and welcome to part 2.
And we are wrapping up the month of February. I can't believe I'm even saying that. We are on part 2 of the 10 self-love secrets to fill your high achieving heart. Well, that's a mouthful. Go back, because this one is in sequential order, because we're going to start with 6. So if you didn't hear 1 through 5, you definitely want to go back. If you're watching us for the first time, welcome. We go live every Wednesday at 12 on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and now we are exclusively on Spotify. We do video podcasts, and there is a Q&A feature as well as a poll. So interact with us. We would love to hear from you. What else? Oh, this episode is sponsored by, because we're doing things differently. This episode is sponsored by YGC and HBW. That is the Houston Business Women Association. And we are doing a 6-month signature series. All the information is on the link provided wherever you're watching. And in a nutshell, we're doing all of our signature business workshops from March 2024 through November of 2024. Go look at the lineup. They're amazing. We're doing them in Midtown at one of our favorite places. So sign up, get your spot, because we want to see you. We want to see you build a very healthy relationship with your business and create life-work balance. Thank you.
Boom. You're welcome. Drop the mic. All right. So here we are on part 2 of our 10 self-love secrets. Like Gio said, we already did 1 through 5. And really, they're secrets, but they're not secrets. I feel like it's like the high achieving heart, the person who's out there all the time giving and giving and giving. It's almost like these are the things that your heart's craving. These are the things that, not necessarily secrets like don't pass on, but like, hey, if you really kind of want to know how to like just love yourself at a deeper level, or just go deep, just bring more into your life, these are the things that will help. And these are also things that we know that high achieving women are really, really diving into. So again, 1 through 5 already did. Here we go. 6 through 10. At number 6. No, go ahead.
No, I did. I went back to these sites. Okay, so number 6 is building a supportive network. If you guys know this, you know that you definitely know that Gio loves doing that. So important. Who we hang out with, not just in business, in life. And so really, really important that you are building this, and it takes time, so much time, and you're going to have to kind of go date groups and figure out what network you want to be in. But it's important that you're doing it, because you can't do this alone. All these people who want to do life alone, you can't. You need community, and you need a supportive network. So it's so important that you take the time to decide to do that, and it's seasonal. We'll tell you guys it's seasonal. So super important. Number 7.
All right. Practice self-compassion. I feel like almost sometimes the more worldly success we have, sometimes the compassion side goes out the door more. It's almost like the more women achieve, the less compassionate they are with themselves. And I don't know if it's because we're always comparing ourselves, or we always want more, or we're always feeling we can achieve more, or like we're just climbing up that mountainside of success. But somewhere in there, we just forget to be compassionate. And the mistakes that we made in the very, very beginning, we're still going to make more mistakes. We're going to make mistakes in the future. And just to say, that's okay. And nobody's perfect. Even if you are a CEO of a major company making gazillion dollars, and you've got all these employees, and you are a well-oiled machine at your company, things are going to go wrong. You may not always make the right choice. You might not always make the right decision. You may whatever it is in your life, and it's okay. Just be compassionate with yourself, and actually the people around you too. But you deserve the compassion just like everybody else.
Oh, number 8, my lucky number, and also one of my favorites. Celebrating the small wins. We talked about this at our end of the year. I feel like we really talk about this a lot at end of the year episodes, but like, so look, we skip through it. Like, it happens, and then like, what's next? And sometimes we're waiting for the big things. I'm like, we really do need to stop and smell the roses. Celebrate the things that are happening in your life, in your personal life, in your business, in your relationships, because we don't know how much time we have here. And sometimes we always wait till the end of the year, and it's like, why can't you do that weekly? Why can't you do that daily? Like, obviously I'm probably blowing some people's minds here, but yeah, like stop and smell the roses every day, like something that you're grateful for and celebrate. But I tell you what, we spent all the time focusing on the negative and what we didn't accomplish. But if what if we just turn that the other way? So celebrate you, celebrate your small wins. We're here to help you celebrate those.
Woo, woo. All right, coming at number 9, prioritizing emotional connection. Again, another one. And I think this one is more based on time because I feel like the more successful women get, the less they look to their own emotional well-being first, right? And then they're not connecting emotionally with other people. And a lot, again, that goes back to, well, I don't have time. I don't have time for people in my life. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for a boyfriend or husband or whatever it is. But here's the crazy thing. The very thing that a high achieving person wants is that it kind of like if you're rocking it in your business world, you want to rock it in your personal world, even when you think you don't have time for it, which you do. That's a whole nother thing. But that very thing that you crave, being emotionally vulnerable, is going to get you what you actually need. I think I need to say that to myself again. Being emotionally vulnerable gets you where that connection that you really need and crave. And it's kind of weird how you need both, but they both intersect. And that's where the magic is. We all need to be vulnerable at some level to someone close to us that we feel safe with. And a high achieving woman wants the same thing. But it's hard. I think it's hard because we don't want to let down our guard. We don't trust a lot of people. We don't have time. So we tell ourselves all those things, but yet it's the very thing that we're really craving. And we need to make that a priority.
Yeah. And number 10, seek professional help. This really like wraps up 7, 8, and 9. Well, actually, and 6, because building a supportive network is your professional help. So if that's therapist, a coach, a counselor, whatever that is for you, group therapy, super important. I mean, we can talk about mental health in a whole nother episode, but you need that. You can't do this alone. It's you're not your spouse or your partner, your kid's job to do that, not your best friends. Like you want to have those really strong relationships and again have different types of conversations with those relationships, but you need to have your professional help because it's super important for your growth, but it's also just super important for your emotional and mental state. And it doesn't matter what season in life you're in. I think it's just important to sometimes listen to yourself, which is why we love what we do. Sometimes we just get on with clients and we're like, you need to hear yourself. You need to hear yourself, see yourself, because we don't even notice how we talk to ourselves and the things that we're saying. And sometimes just, even if it's once every couple of weeks, having that is really going to help you.
Okay, I want to emphasize what you said. Professional help. And here's why it needs to be professional. It's not a friend, a family member, someone no, because people, our closest people to us it's hard to tell someone the truth or to put a mirror in front of their face because you're more concerned about hurting and damaging the relationship than being truthful when someone's telling you their true feelings, or you really want to say what you really think, or even the person talking will hold things back to a friend because they don't want to be judged. But when you're in a safe environment with a professional, I'm not going to be judged. This is safe. They can't repeat it. And it just opens a space, again, of vulnerability, but opens a space of just, I'm safe here and I can say the things that I need to. And professional really does mean coaches, therapy, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, a doctor, a pastor, someone who knows how to help you in the moment.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to ruin the relationships, the ones that really are meaningful in your life, by being that person with them, because that's not their role, and or expecting that, and vice versa. This goes the other way too. It's always good to tell people that they can get their own help too.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we always love doing the mini series. We'll be doing that next month too. We hope that you enjoyed this. Again, if you saw us on part 2, go back to part 1 because 1 through 5 are there and they're all super important. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. So if there's anything you want to know, hear, topics that you need us to bring onto the podcast, please let us know. We're going into Q2. It's crazy to me, but I love, love, love what we do. We've been doing this for 5 years. We'll be back on next week at noon again. Until then,